Meet Jim Greenfield. Jim runs Brightman Consulting in Phoenix, Arizona, and is constantly balancing the need to meet commitments on both work and family. Recently, Jim's been using CalendarCruncher as the single hub to simplify his crazy busy days. As we can see, Jim has created several calendars for the various aspects of his life. In his list of calendars, Jim has his Brightman Consulting in red. He has his Auto USA and SwiftPay in green and blue also. Auto USA and SwiftPay are two of Jim's largest clients. Now Jim can see if he has any client-specific meetings simply by looking for those colors on his calendar. He manages all of his work with red, green, and blue. Jim also has family calendars to keep track of his days for driving kids to school, managing their releases from class, and scheduling their after-school events. His family color is in yellow. And finally, he keeps his basketball, practice, and game schedule in black. When Jim wants to quickly get a view of what his work week looks like, he simply unchecks his family and his hoops calendars, and in a snap he sees what only his work and consulting schedules hold for him. From here, he immediately understands what his work time is filled with and with whom he's spending the most time. In the past, Jim has had trouble balancing work and family schedules, like many of us. Sometimes he'd forget to do the driving, or he'd double book himself. To make sure this doesn't happen now, Jim simply brings in his family schedule and he can make sure that there's no double booking or overlap with family commitments. Also, to make sure his wife is aware of things, he goes into the Manage Calendars, then to the Manage Sharing link, and he wants to make sure that his schedule is shared with her. This way, they know when both their kids will have rides, and Jim does a better job ensuring that his family comes before his work. Speaking of work, Jim heads back to his main calendar page, and to get an idea of how much time he's spending with Auto USA, he simply unchecks the rest of his calendar views. There's a major conference call coming up here this week, and Jim wants to be sure that his team is going to be on it. So by clicking on the event, it brings up the event light box, where Jim can see who's attending. Jim notices that nobody's attending, so he can simply click on the Edit Event Details button, which will bring up the Edit Event light box. Here he can change the title, the location, any of the times. He can see the recurring details, and he can see the guests. Since there are no guests invited, he's going to invite Mike from Auto USA. And by clicking Update, the invite has gone out to Mike. Using CalendarCruncher, Jim has effectively eliminated the conflicts that used to occur in managing separate schedules across multiple clients, kids, and with balancing an active lifestyle. Jim has brought balance to his once hectic days. With useful visuals, simple sharing, and custom calendars for every facet of his life, Jim has finally achieved calendar nirvana.